guys, as promised, I am back with a brand new makeup tutorial and I hope you guys enjoy this one. This is a Kendall Jenner inspired makeup look. Now obviously I can't do the exact makeup look just because I don't have Kendall Jenner's amazing features, but I did try as much as I can to get something a bit similar, especially for you guys with Asian small hooded eyes. So I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. I really hope that you do, and let's get started. So I'm going to start by applying Chanel's Vita Lumiere Aqua all over the skin. Now, all you need to do with this foundation is actually just rub it into your skin. So now that the foundation's done, I'm going to move on to my brows. I'm using a Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony and an angled brow brush from Skin Food. And as you can see, I've drawn them on pretty strongly, but I'm going to soften the look with this brow brush. I'm just going to brush that through, especially the front part of my brows. Alright, so before I finish off the brows, I'm going to go on to the eyes first. I'm first going to lay down a paint pot. This is Painterly by MAC. And I'm just going to apply that all over the eyes, up to the brow. For the entire eye look, I'm going to be using this Dior Quint. This is their number 796. And it's just a collection of really pretty browns, as you can see. Now I'm going to take the lightest champagne-y color over here in the palette, and I'm going to apply that all over my lids. I'm going to really pack that color onto the center of the lid, taking it all the way up to the crease. Next, I'm going to grab a little brush for running your eyeshadow into the crease, and I'm going to be picking up this color over here in the palette. And I'm just going to use that color to define my crease. Now I'm going to be using a small lid shader brush. This one is from Sigma, and picking up the darkest color in the palette. And that's going to go in kind of a C at the outer corners of my eyes. So first, I'm going to take it out in kind of a wing. Now Kendall Jenner's wings are really high, so make sure you keep to that angle and don't stray beyond it. And then I'm going to double back in on myself. Ooh, a bit too much eyeshadow there. Just tap your brush off. Don't take too much. And I'm going to double back in on myself and put this color into the crease. And I'm only going to take it about halfway through. And just keep that shape there. Then with the crease brush I was using earlier, I'm going to just blend those colors out. And then if you haven't got the shape right yet, you're going to take a brush like this one from Real Techniques, just a small one that you can use to define your eyes. And this is just slightly fluffy, so you don't place too much eyeshadow in one spot. And you can use that to further define the eyes. Just putting that eyeshadow where you need it to go. And of course, keep blending it out. Okay, at this point what you want to do is just keep adding eyeshadows and blending until both eyes are kind of evened out. And then finally you're going to go in with this brush over here and the bronzy color on the palette, and you're going to apply that onto the lower lash line all the way across. Now this part is where it gets tricky. You've got hooded or small eyes, because this little area over here is supposed to be quite light. As you can see in Kendall Jenner's photos, I probably won't be able to emulate that exactly, but I can try and get it as close as possible. And this is going to happen with you guys with small eyes or hooded eyes, unfortunately. What you want to do is get a dark line at the bottom of your upper lash line. So we're going to do that by tightlining with a kohl pencil. This one is from Physicians Formula. And what I'm going to do is line my waterline so that there's an obvious black line there. And if you have larger eyes, what you can do is line slightly above in a very thin line. But if you have small eyes, do exactly what I'm doing, guys. So just line your waterline. And you want to get an eyeliner that will stick to your waterline, so a kohl pencil would be perfect for this. This one is the Shimmer Strips Custom Eye Enhancing Kohl Kajal Eyeliner Trio from Physicians Formula. I know that's a mouthful. Alright, then once you've got that nice dark line in the inner corners of your eyes, you want to go to the outer corners and work on those now. And those are going to be quite winged out. So let's start from the very outermost corners and create a wing. And keep it just like that. And then you want to double back on yourself and create that cat eye. And then as a final touch for the eyeliner, I'm going to go back in with the Schumacher Calligraph Ink liquid eyeliner that I applied on the outer corners and go into the inner corner to create a bit of a point. Now next I'm going to define the outer corners just a little bit more by adding in a bit more of this brown eyeshadow and mixed in with a darker color, by the way. Follow the outline of my darker eyeliner and place that color just above it. And then of course I'm going to just blend that out a little bit more just so the lines aren't too harsh. Alright, so now I'm going to curl my eyelashes. And I'm going to apply one of my favorite mascaras at the moment. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua Smoky Extravagant Mascara. This is absolutely amazing. It actually enhances my lashes really, really well for a Western mascara. I thought I'd never go back to Western mascaras after I discovered a whole bunch of Japanese mascaras that were absolutely gorgeous. But this one is performing just as well, if not better, than those mascaras. So I'm really, really pleased with this. Alright, so the false eyelashes are on, and now the final thing I'm going to do is grab a concealer brush and my Kathy Kat Super Cover Sealer, Ultra Cover Sealer, sorry. And I'm just going to run that underneath my brows to lift them a little bit. Next I'm going in with my eyeshadow brush that I used to apply eyeshadow to the crease and my Benefit Hoola Bronzer. I'm going to do a bit of contouring around the nose and the eyes. And then with a little angled brush, I'm also going to apply some contour down the sides of my cheeks. And finally, to make my eyes appear a little bit larger, I'm going to go in with a pencil from Sigma. This is their Enlightened pencil. And I'm just going to line the inner rims of my bottom lash line. Alright, next is a nice thick layer of the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. This is going to go underneath the eyes, and I purposely chose a concealer that is about 2 tones lighter than my skin tone. So I'm just rubbing the product in between my fingers just to warm it up. And I'm going to apply that underneath the eyes in a V shape. Alright, I'm going to set all this with my Urban Decay De-Slick Mattifying Powder. Finally, a bit of blush. I'm using the In Stain by The Balm. This is in the color Houndstooth. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hug this color to my contour and not go too far onto the little V that I applied with my concealer. And finally, we're going to move on to the lips. Now, Kendall Jenner almost always sports a really gorgeous either nude or red pout. I'm going to do something special today, so I'm going to be doing the red pout. And the first product that I'm going to be using is this 3CE lip marker. I'm going to use that to kind of outline the entire lip before I fill it in with a proper lipstick. And I'm going to top that all off with a NYX lipstick. This is the color Perfect Red. And so that is my complete Kendall Jenner inspired makeup. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions at all about the products that I used in the video or the look, leave them in the comment box below and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!